Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeff Bowles Central. Doing another mental health video for you today. Trying to step these up rather than just doing them once a month. Trying to step it up a little bit. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about restructuring your life after some kind of, down period or episode, or big blow up, or you let the ball drop yet again, or something like that. Okay. Because, you know, I have schizoaffective disorder, bipolar type, which is kind of basically just schizophrenia with bipolar disorder on top of it. And so even if I weren't schizophrenic, I'd still have issues with the bipolar. Yeah. And so that's an example for you. A lot of times with bipolar disorder, you'll find that people who suffer from this tend to go through manic phases followed by depressed kind of low phases. And in those manic phases, there's a lot of activity, and you build, and you have a lot of great ideas, and then you have some not so great ideas, and you act on those ideas, stuff like that, right? And then so when you hit a low, then you might find that you have some rebuilding to do. Well, it's sort of like that, just because you made bad choices or you blew things up a little bit, or you're just feeling low now and it's hard to build yourself back up, right? So in a normal life, there's ebbs and flows, there's ups and downs. Everybody goes through tear down phases and rebuilding phases in life. It's just that when you have extreme mental illness, like I said, I have schizoaffective disorder, I'm schizophrenic. When I've had big blow up down period, rebuilding or tearing down phases, they're rather large. They're not no sissy build down phases. No. I go and I wreck my life properly. No, I'm not meaning to joke. It's just funny to me now that I'm in a building phase again, because that's really what this is. I'm trying to talk about how to build structure back into your life, because I notice, I was talking to a friend the other day who also suffers from schizoaffective disorder. And I noticed that one of the things that we were talking about was how after our last psychoses, his psychosis and then also my psychosis, obviously they happened at different times, but since those times, we feel like we're actually missing some kind of vital life information. So that could take any form. That could be basically chore type stuff. You have a hard time cooking for yourself after a big mental collapse sometimes. You have trouble getting into the shower as frequently as you know you used to or you ought to. You have trouble with doing the laundry, stuff like that, let alone trying to earn a living if you're still capable of kind of doing that, or if you've always been capable, So basically what it comes down to is that this is how I feel, because again, I'm not a mental health professional, but having gone through it, this is how I feel. There's such an expenditure, there's such a output of intensity and just mental, emotional trauma and damage that can occur from some kind of collapse, from some massive tear down phase, that you can't help but, when you kind of start coming to again, you can't help but be slow on some of the things that you used to be capable of. You can't help but, it's a little bit harder to just get out of bed, man. Even it's a little harder to go out and get the mail. It's a little harder to do stuff like that. So this is kind of basic stuff, but I think you'll find that my advice, once I get around to it here, applies to all sorts of things, including, like I said, having a job, including just regular old things, paying your taxes, doing the things that your society demands of you, that your family asks of you. If you're married, or if you have a partner, that your partner asks of you. That's a really big one, because I think what you'll find is that So you have a mental collapse and you're not sure what's going on. And then you start to get a little bit better, God willing, slowly, surely, day by day. Oh, my poor puppy's whining. Um, and the thing is that eventually the people around you are going to kind of be like, look, I kind of, respectfully, so hopefully they say it sort of like this. I need you to come back a little bit. I need you back. Can you please come back into life and start participating again? Because I can't just do this forever. You know what I mean? And that's totally understandable, isn't it? Because no one should have to, well, no one should have to bear someone else's burden uh, without choice, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. So you have a little pressure. You have pressure from your loved ones. You have pressure from society. Maybe you have pressure from yourself. You're like, I got to get better. I don't know how to do it though. I don't know how to pick myself up. Maybe I can't get up anymore. And I assure you, you can. Even if it's to limited function. What? What's the matter? No, no. I think you'll find that, sorry, totally distracting. I think you'll find that what you really need to start doing is building structure back into your life. And so that can take a lot of different forms, but the basic thing is to get yourself a schedule and follow it. Even if it's a simple schedule, even if there's not much to that schedule. So do yourself a favor at any point. Sorry, I had to pause it there because the dog was getting rambunctious. Where was I? I think I was saying that basically what we need to do is start to build structure back into our lives, right? And so follow a schedule. Get yourself a schedule. Wake up at the same time every day. Get into the shower at the same time every day. Have your morning meal or whenever you break your fast at the same time every day. And so if we can start, it's kind of like occupational therapy, if you've ever heard of that or you've had that. It's kind of building back in life skills deliberately, and that's the point. It's got to be deliberate. You've got to start imposing mental structure back in your life, because imposing mental structure through physical structure from doing things, it actually can help to reorient your thinking, to kind of rein in some of the chaos of your own mind, if that makes sense. I have a very chaotic mind sometimes, very chaotic. I can't, half the time I can't even watch a good movie that I want to watch without feeling the need to jump to a different activity halfway through. I can't read a book to save my life anymore. I have to do audiobooks these days, simply because there's so much noise. There's so much noise, and that does take the reality of voices in my head. Okay, it just does. Or just strange thoughts, or things will pop into my head which are fairly delusional. Okay, so structuring things back into your life, showering, shaving, cooking for yourself if you used to do that, or if you've never done that before, try that. And so this is kind of like, again, if you're in the middle of something nasty and you're on the way to the bottom, so to speak. I don't want to be triggering about that, but if you're on the downswing, if something's going on, this is future information, and what you really need to do is get yourself looked at by a professional. Get some care taken, because it's not really anything to mess around with. A big manic phase, a big psychotic phase, a big depressive phase. Get in to a mental health provider, get seen. Okay. But once you're back on terra firma to some extent, recovery is a deliberate process a lot of the time. Not all the time. You know, the key ingredient is time. But knowing that you can speed it up a little bit or aid it a little bit by becoming more regimented. And you can build that throughout your day. I wouldn't try too much at first if you're really not used to it. But little bits at a time. Trust yourself with a responsibility. Allow the people around you to trust you with a little bit of responsibility again. And it can boost your confidence a little bit. Because trust me, when you're on the bottom of life, you have very little, or you have occasion to have little. Some people take it better than others. But it'll also, like I said, start getting your mind to wrap around properly instead of the chaos. Yeah? Okay. So that's what I have to share with you today. What I really want you to take away is this is a process, recovery from something like this, that can be deliberate, that can be regimented in a way that is actually helpful. Don't take regimented as a scary thing. This is good stuff. And you can be as slow as you need to be. But wake up at the same time every day. Try that. Go to bed at the same time every night. Try that. Take your shower at 8 or 9 in the morning. Try that. Try it. And stick with it for like a week and see if it doesn't help to kind of improve your mood a little bit. Improve your thoughts a little bit. Improve your behavior even a little bit. Okay? Okie dokie. That's it for today's, this week's or this bi-weekly, whatever we land on here, mental health discussion video for you. Jeff Bull Central, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell and all that stuff for future updates. I also make video game videos and make music too. Oh boy. All right. I will check you out later. Have a good day, everybody. Please be well. Bye-bye.
I know you know me, running around, low and not meant to be. Control you, control me in our past life.